All right.
Okay. So today,
you want to say hi to our Facebook
hi everyone.
family?
Are we already? Not yet? Okay. Hi everyone, welcome here. We're going to be making today some zombie food cookies, decorated of course with our ENCO Foods family. Remember that we will be using ENCO's royal icing mix. That in the reverse side of the bag, either in the 2 kg bag or in the 1 kilogram bag, you will always see the instructions needed. You definitely can do this with either a stand mixer or a hand mixer, and you only need to add water, let it beat for a few minutes, and then you will have your stiff consistency to start with. After that, we also have a YouTube video on how to prepare it and how to make the other two consistencies, the medium and the flat consistency, okay?
Nice.
Now, I'm going to show you as well the different food gel coloring that we will be using. Do you want to put the lights on?
All right. Yes.
And it was... Okay.
Nice.
So for this, we will be using, of course, our Yummy collection. Remember that you can find this already directly in Amazon and also at ENCO Foods products, okay? And we also have this 30 food coloring gel set, okay? In case you are wondering which colors come, you can see in the reverse side, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start with some stiff consistency in our bubblegum pink. This is going to be for the brains, okay? In our zombie burger. Then, for our zombie fingers, that are going to be like the fries, so we're going to be using our avocado green, okay? And for the box, for the fries box, we're going to use our watermelon red, okay?
Nice.
Remember that all these are from our Yummy collection, and inside this set, remember that there's also a cookie decorating booklet where you can find my sugar cookie recipe and also the different tutorials on how to create all of these cookies that you can find in the cover, okay? Now, we're also going to use some white. Of course, our super black. You're really going to use this color for these Halloween themes coming. And of course, our minty marshmallow. Okay? These we're going to use in medium and in flat consistency. Last but not least, for the teeth and for our zombie nails, because we want them to look kind of creepy, we're going to use creamy ivory. A little bit more saturated, because otherwise you'll get a lighter color.
Nice.
Okay? Now, I'm also going to use my lavender that I have here. And I want to show you that I have some stiff consistency here from our royal icing mix. So, what I'm going to do, remember that first we need to color our royal icing before giving our consistency. So for this, I'm going to use lavender, and I want to show you that with a little drop, less than a drop, we can find like a very light color.
And I have a question here, Lily.
Yes.
So, Mary Glass is asking, where do you buy these ENCO colorants or food gel colors?
You can, if you're in the US, you can find it directly in Amazon or also directly at ENCO Foods products. Okay?
Nice.
In both sites, you can find it. You can also send them a direct message if you are somewhere in the United States. Maybe if we already have a distributor near you, we can also let you know.
Okay.
So you can find like a very light color, but if I want more, you only have to add and saturate it more.
So you're a witch today.
Yes!
And what's that red thing on your hat?
Blood.
Is it blood?
It's blood.
Oh my god.
Of course.
Oh.
Strawberry jam.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more because I want it to look very deep in color. Because my burger, like the meat, is going to be in this color, like lavender color.
Okay.
Yes, this looks more like what I wanted.
So I have greetings from Carlota Clota.
Hi, welcome. Now it's time to add our water. I am going to achieve a medium consistency.
Also, Najeri Servin is saying hi.
Hi, Naye, welcome.
Jessie Cookies, hello from TJ.
Hi, Jessie. Jessie Cookies. Thanks
Annie.
for watching.
Annie says, hello, excited to be here.
Thank you for joining us today, guys. So, I think we're almost getting there to the medium consistency. Yep, it looks like it. It's not as stiff, but it's also not as runny as our flat consistency. We still want to have some volume. And if I move it around, it's going to be completely flat. I always tell you this is like shiver like a chihuahua. Okay, now that I have this, I'm going to put it into a piping bag. We're going to use our mini version one.
Okay. Popetti says, I love it.
Hi.
Welcome Halloween.
Okay, let's do this. Inside our bag.
V says, hello.
Hi. Thank you for being here.
Lisa's Bakery says, hello, Vanillas.
Hi, Lisa. Okay, we are ready. Let me put this through in the sink. And now let's start. So I'm going to bring my piping box on this side. And I'm going to invite you to come over.
Okay, let's go.
So that I can show you our first steps on our cookies. Okay?
Monza says, hi, Vanillas.
Hi, welcome. So we're going to start by making our eyes. We're going to do some royal icing transfers for this. And for that, we're going to use acetate. We're going to use a little bit of Crisco. This is just to make our royal icing piece slide easily, even if it's not fully dry. But remember that even if it's not fully dry, if you just let it dry fully, you don't have to add any Crisco to it because it will eventually just pop off. Okay?
Okay.
I'm just changing my tip because I used this before and I didn't keep it in a damp cloth. Remember that when you're not using your royal icing, it's very important to keep it covered with a damp cloth. Okay? Now, this is our medium consistency white. And I'm going to start by flooding just in a very, not making a circular movement, just in a 90-degree angle. I'm just going to press just enough to have my eye size. And with the help of my scribe tool, I'm just going to move it around to make sure that I don't have any marks on it, so that it's completely smooth.
Nelly says, hi.
Hi Nelly, welcome. First one, let's do our second eye. I'm just going to move my acetate around.
And Sammy says, hello, Vanillas. Please, un poquito de español, por favor.
Hopefully in next ENCO's class in Mexico, ENCO MX, we can definitely show you some classes in Spanish. But for now, we're just speaking in English.
What? Okay.
Yes. Okay, so these are our first two eyes. And I'm going to do my other couple of eyes from these fries. Remember, a little bit of Crisco. This has to be medium consistency because if it's flat consistency, they're all going to be flat and they will lose its shape. And if it's stiff consistency, you're going to have a hard time making it fully smooth. Okay? We just move around a little bit so that we don't leave any marks on it, as flat as possible. And our last but not least, our other eye. And I try to make this one a little slightly bigger than the other one, just to have some eye difference. We can play a little bit around when we're talking about Halloween themes. You can never go wrong. Just make it a little bit spookier. So I'm going to pop this into my dehydrator. Usually this size of transfers will take like at 35 degrees, probably around half an hour for them to be dry.
Greetings from Chile.
Greetings all the way to Chile. Okay, now let's start with our burger. So the first thing that we will do is paint our mouth. We're going to use our gingerbread man color. I'm going to add it onto my paint palette. I'm going to add a few drops of vodka as well. And I'm going to use just a dark paintbrush. And we're going to darken this side of the mouth. Yes.
The beauty room is asking,
Yes.
does putting Crisco on the acetate make it easier to remove the icing transfer?
Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. I mean, if you don't eventually do it, you just have to make sure that it's fully dry and it will still slide off the acetate. But it does help you like slide it.
Learning English and decorating cookies with los vanilitos.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm just covering what looks like the depth in our mouth.
Is this going to be recorded? Yes, we will
We're going to
post
save it on
the video.
Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram. But also on Facebook.
Ah.
Yes, you can watch it later.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, the beauty room says, thank you. Oh, by the way, my name is Brianna.
Brianna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Brianna.
Thank you for being here. Okay, I think I more or less have this. These are two different teeth. So now that I have this, I'm also going to do the depth in my eyes. So for this, I'm going to use my super black. I'm gonna grab some because I don't need too much. And remember that our food gel colorings, they're so dense. You can see they're not liquidy. So we do need a little bit of either vodka or water in case we're just painting directly onto our cookie to use them as watercolors.
Ooh.
Since it's black, I don't mind using the same vodka that I used to have with my gingerbread man, like the brown color. However, if I needed to do like a lighter color, then I would definitely need to use a clean vodka or clean water. Okay?
Okay.
Something like that. And second.
And you're not afraid about the water on the cookie, so the cookie can get more
Like soft?
moist?
No,
Yes.
not at all. Because this is like a very, like a small quantity, and it will have just enough time for it to just dry because it kind of absorbs it, but it's not too much liquid as you can see. It's just enough for my food gel coloring to be easy to basically glide like a watercolor. Yes.
Cool.
So I have this. Now that I'm ready with this, I'm going to start by outlining with medium consistency, minty marshmallow. So for this, I like to outline with a number 2 tip. However, if you feel more comfortable with a number 1 or maybe with a bigger one, you can definitely do it. I just find like a number 2 tip, it's easier for me. I'm going to start by outlining where the eye goes. Everything okay?
Yes. I'm just watching.
Okay. I'm going to do this side like of a skull, of a broken skull where the brains are going to come up. And same but not least, let's do this side of our burger as well. So I didn't want like such a creepy burger looking character. That's why I used like a minty marshmallow. But if you definitely want to do like a more zombie looking color, you can definitely switch it to our avocado green, and you can do it just darker. Okay. Now it's time.
I like this zombie version with the yummy colors.
Yes. I love that you can always find like the exact same tone, because sometimes while mixing you don't have the same consistency in the same food gel coloring when you have like big cookie orders. So we really want to make your life easier with our color selection for our Yummy collection. Remember that if you already know our Yummy collection and you only want one to buy like per piece, they already sell it just individually, and we also have the bigger version. Okay, this one, the 250-gram bottles. So,
and I think there is a discount on Amazon. I'm not sure,
yes,
but I think you can get the Yummy colors with a discount. Yes, right now at Amazon.
Yeah, we're trying to make. Let's make sure if tomorrow we can also post it. But if not, you can also ask direct. Okay, so first one, I'm going to leave this open because it looks like the eye is going to be popping out. Okay, and now this other side. I really like to make like high volume, so if you want more volume in your royal icing, just make sure to not add too much water, because otherwise it will just become too flat.
Okay, could you repeat the tip you used for the outlining, and could you say what number of tip you're using for the filling, for the flooding?
So I'm using a number 2 tip to outline my cookies, and I don't use any tip to flood. As you can see, it's just a tipless bag, and I just open a hole. However, if you want it like more or less an opening, it is like a 1.5 PMA tip opening. I don't do too big my hole when flooding, because otherwise I will just lose like control over my royal icing, and I can also help with a small hole to start popping air bubbles. Okay, let's go dry this for a few minutes. And let's start with our fries. So for our fries, we're going to use our wonderful watermelon red. I really like my red because it's like very vibrant and more like a happy tone. If you like more towards the darker tone in red, you can definitely use super red, ENCO super red. But I do like my brighter tones.
Le Petit Délices.
Yes.
I love this big version of the Yummy colors.
Yes.
The big bottle.
We also love them too. Okay. I'm starting by outlining my fry box.
Michera Bakery says, "Hi, I just joined the class. What is the theme?"
We're making some zombie fast food for this coming Halloween. So we're making a burger that looks like a zombie, and also these fries that will look like zombie fingers coming out as fries.
But you are using a regular cookie cutter.
Yes, these are my regular burger and fries cookie cutters.
Nice.
So I always give like different ideas to just make a different version of the same cookie cutter that we have.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this part is very important because we're going to do like a double outline, one on top of the other one. This is just enough for me to have exactly like the height where my eyes are going to be. Now that I have this, remember this, I'm also outlining with a number 2 tip. And now for my flood consistency, I don't use tip, I just have to open it with scissors. But I don't know if you can see here like my opening. It's not so much. So I just need to make pressure, but it's enough for it to start flooding without like losing control.
I love that color.
I know, and it's so bright. And remember that what we love about ENCO's food gel coloring is that with little quantity you can go like with very bright colors and they're flavorless.
This is the watermelon red.
This is our watermelon red from our Yummy collection, yes.
Mm-hmm.
For this coming Christmas, it's going to be your favorite ally, I promise you.
And also on Halloween, because of the blood, you know. You can use it.
We always like blood in Halloween.
Yes.
Okay, just make sure to not lose our double outline that we already have there. And we will do the same on the other side.
And the double outline is for what
Just to
for?
have the exact height or where our eyes will be at. That's only what we're using this for. If you don't use it, you just have to make sure to calculate where the eyes would go. But it is just easy for me because that way I can work faster.
And you will cover the outlining with the eye?
Yes, with
Okay.
the eyelid. It's going to be where the eyelid goes.
Nice.
Okay, so we're almost there. I have some bubbles, but I left this at last so that I make sure that this is fully flooded. And remember to also flood with the exact same pressure so that there are no sinkings. Okay, just like that. And now it's time to bring this to dry. Okay, now let's do some, just to let this dry for a few more minutes, let's do some bone realizing transfers. So for this we're going to use our realizing transfers. These you can find directly in our shop, vanilcoutureshop.com or latienditapastelera.com. This is where you can find this template. So I'm going to use our template and also some acetates. And I'm going to use just the smaller version because we always give different sizes because you might use it in different projects. So I just need to add a little bit of Crisco as well, and I'm going to go with the smallest size.
How much Crisco you use there?
Very little, like it's just like a very light
Layer?
Yes. Let me show you what I see sometimes in classes. This is too much. You don't have to use so much. Can you see it there?
Mm-hmm,
This is too much.
It looks
okay?
like white.
Yeah, you just have it like very translucent. You only have like a very thin layer for it to just slide easily. But if you do too much, this might also, you're going to have a harder time attaching the realizing to the acetate. Okay? So no need. So for our bones, we're going to press like 2 little balls. And once I have this with a lot of pressure, it's pressure piping, we do the central bone and we pipe 2 more.
It looks very puffy.
Yes, we do want our realizing transfers to be with a lot of volume.
So you don't recommend to outline the I don't know the figure.
Because then you're going to have a harder time. And I want to do everything as fast as possible and with more volume as possible, and that will be with a medium consistency.
Okay.
So what I don't recommend is that even if you have a medium consistency, some people do this.
That's me. That was
So I want to show you the difference because I do want to have like this volume, so for them not to be as fragile. But if I leave like a less exactly like a flatter consistency, then this might break easily, and this will not look as cute in my cookie. Okay.
Okay.
So just make sure to also give enough height.
Maybe
volume.
it's a different bone.
And if I outline, it might just go bigger, and it will just take more time. So once I finish doing this, now I have to go in and then start moving, and that already took me a longer time. And if you see, there's a difference in the way my bones end up. Right? I want this. These are just different. This could also work. However, I prefer to have these more bone looking.
Yes.
Realizing transfers. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. Could you repeat the consistency you use for the transfers?
Yes, it's medium consistency.
Medium consistency.
Yes. Now let's pop this.
Oh no, it's a shame it's in English.
Oh, but
Would you do it in Spanish?
No, not this time. Sorry.
Next time.
Yes.
It'll be in Spanish.
Next class at ENCO MX, it's going to be very cute. So remember the cutters you can find directly in our shop when you go to shop.com, and they're just a regular burger and regular fries, okay? Now, let's do our teeth.
You are not making like much volume there, right?
No. Because I want a lower volume than the one that I have in my minty marshmallow.
And how do you decide that? You know, where to add more volume?
Because teeth need to go inside the mouth. And if I just leave too much volume, they're going to look as my teeth have more volume than the mouth itself. However, I mean, if it's Halloween, you can always say that this little zombie didn't have any, like, dentist appointment. But that's not the idea. Okay? Some of his teeth are a little bit crooked. So we're not looking for perfect teeth. He's not going to be our supermodel guy. Okay? And we want it in an ivory looking color because we want it to look dirty. As if he has never brushed his teeth. Okay. Perfect. And now I'm going to go with the meat. And before adding my meat, I already have some pre-dried bones. So you can definitely start just an evening before making your realizing transfers, and you can just have them in an airtight container and just have them ready to work with. And now it's time to add our meat. This is lavender color. I love how they combine with each other. And now, this doesn't have to be just perfect, okay? We're going to add some texture to it. So, as long as I am adding enough pressure, in the end, I'm also going to create some texture on top. Okay. Now, once I have the height, without adding any pressure, as if this was a scribe tool, I'm just gonna go very lightly on top, making swirls or any kind of texture looking neat. Just want it to look a little bit weird. But it's very, very on the surface. Don't go too deep.
And you can also use the scribe tool.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. You can definitely just do. This is where you want your little, all of your texture to be coming out. Now, once I have this, I also will start, I'm going to break this one.
What shade of purple is that?
This is lavender from our Yummy collection, this one. Okay. So,
you will find that color on our Yummy collection kit.
yes. Some bones coming out of the meat.
Hi guys, you're amazing.
Hey, welcome.
Where can I buy the templates? Thank you so much for the class.
Don't worry, when you purchase the cutters, you will get both templates, the regular hamburger and the Halloween burger. That's it's digitally. We send it online.
And what about the bones?
And the bones you can also find in vanillecultureshop.com. You will find it also digitally. So we send them directly at your email. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can get it. Okay, now let's take this to dry.
And could you repeat the consistency of the purple part?
Medium.
Medium consistency.
So since this is like a weird looking burger, you can definitely would do it with a firm, like a stiff consistency. However, I don't want it to look too firm, you know, like too rough. That's why I prefer to use just medium. Now, let's start with our zombie fingers. So for this is our avocado green.
You have a very good students. They're guessing about the consistency.
Oh, you're amazing.
Yes. It looks more like a medium.
Yes.
But I'm not sure.
It is. Very good guess.
And I can see it's medium consistency.
I'm super proud of you guys.
Yes, it looks more like a fluff and medium.
Now I'm going to start outlining my zombie fingers.
Mitera Bakery says, how did you came out with all these designs? You really have a great imagination.
Thank you. What I always like to do is sometimes when we buy like too much cookie cutters, I just find like you just have to make sure to just start guessing how to just recreate them. And I think Halloween is like a very good opportunity.
Yes.
We also have our like cookie, how do you say? Reto galletero? Like this contest where we just show you like a silhouette of a cookie cutter, and whatever you can come up with, you can find it directly in Facebook, en la tiendita pastelera MX, and you will see like everyone can just have amazing imagination, just as long as they just give you, you know, like a shape, and you can just move it around and see what ideas can come up to you. So I just felt like fast food, you know, you can also have this crazy idea of just crazy looking characters. So I find that cool. I'm also going to outline where the nails would be at. They don't have to be perfect. This one will just be more on top. Here, here, and here. Okay. Now, very thin areas tend to crater. That's why we're just adding this little medium zigzag or line. And now it's time to flood. We're going to flood one finger, like one finger yes, one finger no. Like uneven. So, let's start with this one. And just make sure to let our nails free. Just like that.
They look really cool.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's biting his nails.
Like me.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, not anymore.
Hmm.
But sometimes, you know, the nails look very, very small.
Well, not mine.
No, not yours. And let's do... And I just do it like a little bit irregular on the top.
Mm-hmm.
First, I just fill it. And I'm not looking for perfect nails, okay? They kind of have this like crooked or broken idea.
So you shouldn't have let it dry before placing the nails?
No, I'm doing it regular.
Okay.
If you do want your finger to look like the full nail is on top, then you definitely just flood everything in green, let it dry, and then just put the nail on top. I can do one if you want, like on this one. I'm going to leave it.
You
so
mean
you
like
can
with
see.
the transfer? With the realizing transfer?
No, not necessarily. Just on top of pre-dry realizing. I'll do one like that so that you can see.
So someone's saying that
Yes.
Those fingers looks like the Willis. Willis.
No, that's not true.
I'm
He
the
stopped biting his
inspiration.
nails so bad. Before, when I met him, yes, he did bite them a lot. Okay, now let's, in our TV program here, I already have some pretty dried eyes, but I want to show you in one how to paint them. So it's very important to, once we start painting onto our royal icing, that it has to be dry, okay? Because otherwise, once we start using our brushes, they might break, and you don't want that. So for these, I'm going to use my avocado green.
Oh my god, those fingers look crazy. Which ones? The
Yeah,
ones on the
Willis
cookie?
or I know. Please specify this. Okay. Just a little bit of vodka. Okay. And the ideal for me would be for my transfer not to be taking off the acetate. That way it won't be moving around. If it has already been taken off, then you will have to just hold it in between your fingers just to have more stability.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you will end up with fingers, you know, all painted.
Yeah, it might just move too much.
Mm-hmm. How much would you charge for these amazing cookies?
Are you in Mexico? That would be my first question. Because everywhere in the world now that I see, we have two different pricing. Okay. So I think like the most time consuming thing would be eyes. However, I'm going to show you like an easier version and fast version. If you just want to speed this process. But I find that when you just add too much details to your cookies, that's just gonna make your cookies easier to sample.
Is that gel color plus water?
Vodka. I'm using vodka.
Alright.
So
Brianna says,
first,
this is an amazing class.
thank you. So first is just like the food gel color, like directly, just with a little bit of vodka, just to have like a very deep color. Then I wash my paintbrush, and I do like a second layer, just, you know, dragging a little bit of the color. Now the last one, I have to really, you know, clean it up. And with what I have left, I'm just going to move around my paintbrush just to have like a lighter green color inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Nice.
Now that I have this, I go back to the drier version where I'm going to have more color to it. I'm using just a liner, and I can start just making lines towards the center.
Mitea says, the fry fingers, or you can call them fryingers.
That's a cool name. You're very creative, you see, with names as well. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the brown, because usually eyes have like two colors.
And yes, the eye is made
With royal icing.
With royal icing.
Mhm.
Yep.
And if it's not also brown, we can definitely just add a little bit of neon green. Remember, this also comes in the neon in the neon kit set. This is just like a very bright color.
And that's a smaller bottle, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
They also have the 40-gram one as well. This is like a very, very weird looking eye. Okay. And once that I have this, let me see. I have black. Have I already? Yes, I have black. I'm just going to rehydrate a little bit of my black. That is what I love. Like, they dry because of course they are very gel texture. However, you can just rehydrate them with either a little bit of vodka or just water. And I'm just gonna go with the pupil.
Mm-hmm.
And we're ready. Now, I'm going to leave at the end like these red veins inside the eyes. You know, sometimes when someone is very angry or like very zombie looking, like the veins that are going like towards the outside, towards the inside, I'm just gonna leave it at last because I'm going to be handling my transfers. So if I move it around with my finger, I can smudge the painting, okay? So once I already have it onto my cookie, that's when I just add the finishing details, okay?
Okay.
Now, let me bring this over. Oh, I already popped it off.
Yeah, someone's saying, please make the veins on the eye.
Yes, I will. But once I already have it directly onto my cookie. I just want to show you very quickly that you can also do this. Let me just open my black royal icing consistency as well. You can do this wet on wet looking eyes. Okay, they all have to be in the same consistency, but let's say that you are in a rush and you're just making too much cookies out of this. You can just make them like this in a bigger size, let them dry, and you just go directly put them onto your cookie. And that's just going to make it easier and faster.
They look cool.
Okay?
Your English is amazing.
Oh.
I took your online course and I love the way you explain everything.
Thank you. Thank you for joining my classes as well.
I didn't know you speak English that well. You are an inspiration.
Oh, thank you very much. I usually don't recommend moving your cookies like so fast while they're still fresh, because remember that they can also break. And I also say this because that is one of the most common questions that I have. So now that I have this, let me bring my eyes. So this one will go here. Pop in here. And the other one will just go over here. That already looks quite crazy.
Ooh, yes.
And now let's do some words.
What is that?
Like, you know, words?
Okay.
Like the ones that have the witches, but I'm also making this in the monster.
Oh, okay.
You know, weird looking skins. Well, I can also say it has some acne.
Mm-hmm.
I can also do some of it a little bit.
Beware this Halloween. You could be eaten by a burger.
I know. I just want it kind of goofy. I always try to make my characters kind of goofy. I know some people do prefer to have like these very gore looking characters. You can definitely just change the vibe on your characters.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's do the pink, the brains. Okay.
So you do random lines there.
Yes,
right?
but they do have to have this shape. Like brains, they're kind of curvy.
Okay.
Okay, because otherwise they might not look as brainy. Okay, let's put this to dry for a few minutes, and let's finish our fingers. And I'm going to show you the second version of how to make the nails. So for this,
Sorry, my little witch, but I need to take your hat out.
sorry,
No, because
because I'm covering.
yes.
Alright.
No worries.
And everyone's like, we didn't see anything from the whole class. Okay. I'm going to cover this all fully so that you can see like the nail explanation that I was telling you before. You just have to let it dry for a few minutes.
Okay, Christy's asking,
Yes.
could you please give me an advice?
Okay.
I've been told that my cookie is very delicious, but my royal icing is very sweet. What can I do to take the sweet, the sweet part, you know, in my royal icing?
I think that's going to be very tricky because royal icing is just made out of ice and sugar, and there's no way you can take just that out of it.
But you can improve it by using no, you know, like extracts.
Yeah, also the flavoring maybe,
Mm-hmm.
not so sweet flavoring, because some flavorings do have sugar.
Yes.
And definitely do not add any corn syrup, because that makes them very sweet as well. So maybe that.
Yes, that could help.
Okay.
Some people use lemon juice.
Yes.
That,
Just make sure that some people like to offer it and just ask if they're okay if it's lemon. Because I just find some people don't like the lemon flavor, but I completely understand. So, very quickly, I'm going to put my eyes aligned where my double outline is. You see, that's why it's easier for me
yes.
to just know where exactly my transfers are going to be at.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And now that I have this, I'm just going to go on the top.
You know the name of that part of the body?
Eyelid?
Eyelid? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it
Pardon?
Mhm.
Eyelid.
Oh.
Yes. And I'm just doing everything with my medium consistency and just move it around. If it's not fully flat, I don't really mind because it's a zombie. If not, I just have to add more movement.
So, Christy, what brand of icing sugar you use?
Or are you using ENCO's mix?
No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know, maybe.
Because you can also, if you can make your own recipe, you can use ENCO's meringue powder, and you can just pick, you know, the amount of flavor that you prefer, and that way you can have more control over the flavor, basically. So I'm just gonna bring this to dry. We're almost there.
It's looking good.
Yes.
No.
I know.
What was that?
But it's the brain. I smudged the brain a little bit, but it's okay. A little bit. Now, with red, watermelon red, I already have an open big bottle. You can see it's one of the ones that I use the most. Okay, there's a
The watermelon red. The watermelon red is one of the ENCO's favorite. You know,
Yes.
it's a very good color.
And now it's time to make I don't want to use the green one because it might change the color. And I do want it to look very red. Okay?
And you are using a liner brush.
Yes,
right?
a very thin brush, liners. And the veins need to go from the outside towards the inside. Don't do it the other way around because that might just look weird and it will have no sense.
Okay.
First one. I find the veins also give it like a more psycho look. So you can also just do your eyes without the veins and they might just look more cute. But it's up to you.
We want crazy.
You want crazy?
Yes.
And I want very cute everything. Just look like little branches.
I love your liner brushes.
Thank you. Remember that we have the liner set, that they come in 3-piece set, and there's also the like a single one. Let's do some highlights. I don't do white coloring on top of black because it will eventually just start absorbing the colors. So I just put white icing, and that way I'm just going to leave it basically like that.
Even if you use the, what's the name of the powder? The white powder?
Dioxide titanium,
yes.
Yeah.
Titanium?
Since that's going to be thicker, it can work. But if I use ENCO's for gel coloring, it will just start absorbing. That's why I just want to recommend, because if they're using that product, that's just my advice. So, I'm going to take my liner and I'm going to also, I'm going to dry it a little bit, because I just want it to look kind of dirty, but not too.
What a beautiful design.
It's a fun one. Okay, now that I have this, I think these cookies are already ready, basically.
Nice.
Now let's just finish our fries. So, for our fries, let's do our veins as well.
Lily, what temperature do you use in your dehydrator?
35 to 40 degrees Celsius. That's what I would recommend. Not higher, because then you might have some butter bleeding. Okay. First one. I added too much pressure there. So just lighter pressure to have these very thin lines. Okay, now that I have this, let's do our nail on top of this one. This is what I meant. You just want it to look on top. In my reel that we already did, this is how I show you. But remember that I always try to give you different ideas. So you see this just looks more on top.
Yes.
And then, let me find.
Lily, you rock. Please borrow me your hands. Mine are always shaky.
Oh no! Just remember to also have some stability on your table. You know, on your arm. So no, don't be fooled. Everyone has trembling hands. Yeah, shaking hands. It's not you. Everyone has. You just have to have some stability.
But I think that's good for the flooding part.
Yeah, or the medium one, for shivering like a chihuahua.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just going to add some shade in between the fingers. Very lightly, because remember this is not fully dry. So I would definitely just recommend this when it's dry. And I'm just going to do it all around my little fingers.
The details you work with is beautiful. Are beautiful.
my fingers are already fully red. Okay.
So adorable.
Thank you. Now, let's do some wrinkles.
For the knuckles.
Yeah.
A good tip would be says. A good tip would be to avoid coffee the day you will decorate cookies.
Well, that's for sure. That is true.
That'd be like impossible.
That has happened to me. That I forget and I'm like, damn, I have life today, and I find myself just a little bit shaky. But that is true. It does affect. But there's always a way, to. So,
Go out, take a run, so you can take the coffee out of your system, and then come back and decorate cookies.
And don't lift weights, because that's also going to let you you know, have some trembling arms. Okay, now that I have these, let me just clean it a little bit with some vodka. And with this same one, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of the ivory. This I'm just, I shouldn't because this hasn't even dried in the baby.
That's still fresh.
Yes. I mean, this is just if you just have time, you know.
Yes.
But it also gives like a nicer idea.
But you can also use your airbrush and give it
Yes.
a shade, you know, to the whole
Definitely.
thing.
Definitely. So last, let's do the mouth. It's going to be a cranky mouth. In medium consistency.
It's so cool.
Of course, it's in a bad mood, just like all zombies are. And we are ready with today's plus. Let me bring my burger.
Someone woke him up.
Woke him up.
Woke him up. Yes.
All right. So, this is our
Nice.
looking cookies today. Of course, using our Yummy collection and ENCO's royal icing mix.
All right, Vanilla. So it's time for votation. Remember, you need to vote for your favorite cookie, okay?
Which one you prefer this time? Which one you're going to give it a try?
Yes. The first one is the, how did she say it?
The burger? The zombie burger?
The Fringers cookie.
Oh, the fry. The fingers.
The fries.
Fries.
Okay, this is the number one cookie. All right. You watch it. It looks really cool. A high volume on the eyes. And then we have the burger cookie, the zombie burger cookie.
Yes, our wonderful burger cookie.
With the bones on the meat.
And you remember that you can also shift colors. Like maybe instead of the lavender, you can use another shade of green, or maybe just a darker pink, whatever you feel like. And you can also do it maybe a zombie hot dog. That's another version of it. So just put some crazy eyes and some texture, and you're going to have a great time making some cookies.
Okay, we have the first vote is for the fries.
Okay. They look kind of cute, you know, to eat a zombie finger.
You know what I like of this cookie is the space on the eye. It looks like very, you know, like deep.
Yeah, like depth. It has depth.
So a second vote for the fries.
Wow, maybe the fries are
What a
winners
beauty! The details.
today. Thank you.
The zombie burger.
Remember that we'll be very happy for you to give it a try to these cookies and to also tag us.
The fries. The burger is awesome. Thank you for your time and knowledge.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, I think we have a winner here.
Okay, perfect. Then let's do that.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So before we let our what did I
Blah, blah,
say?
blah.
Blah, blah, blah. So before we let you know our winner, our today's winner, remember that you can find all of ENCO's products directly in Amazon and also directly at ENCO Foods USA. So if you're also not sure where to buy it, if we already have any distributors in the US, make sure to also send us a direct DM, a direct message at ENCO Foods USA, so we can help you out and let you know where you can buy them, okay? Now, today's winner is... Just take it
Okay, let's...
carefully. Sorry. Okay.
So the winner is
Our zombie fries!
Yay! The zombie fries!
So I hope to see all of you guys making any of these ideas for this coming Halloween, and also give it a try to all of ENCO's products, because we're very sure that you're just going to fall in love with them. Remember that we're using ENCO's realizing mix, and we just use our Yummy collection together with some other food gel colors like Super Black and also Neon Green. They have different sets, and of course, if you also want to make your own realizing recipe, remember that you can also use their meringue powder, which is amazing.
Okay, could you tell us your Instagram account?
Yes, you can find us at vanillecouture.com, and also my Instagram account is at Lily_Cuellar, see, and that's how you can find it. Okay.
Okay.
If not, remember that in our Yummy collection, if you just find us like this, in Vanille Couture,
looking good.
that's where you can find us. And any questions, we're very, very happy to help you.
Wow, that's me.
And remember that our products, you can also find them directly at vanillecoutureshop.com, and we do have international shipping. The only thing that we cannot ship are powders or liquids that you can find directly at ENCO.
Yes, but you remember you can find the food gel colors at Amazon.
Yes. So thank you very much for joining us today, guys. We hope you enjoy your coming Halloween, and we hopefully will have another class this coming month with you guys.
And remember, you can watch the video after we finish this.
Yes, we're gonna save it onto our feed, onto
Nice.
ENCO's USA feed. Okay.
All right.
Well, see you guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.